No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you've come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share a hug. Come, let's pray together. Come, love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out, from the pampered to the abused, this door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white, gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist or Jew, this door is open to you.
2, 3, 4. Why don't we all stand up for our joining song, because we know that all is well when we are together. Amen? Here we go. Coming together. Here for each other in joy and pain.
Y'all sound awesome.
Grateful for this family, spiritual community. The love we share is sunshine after rain. All is well when we are together. Greater, stronger, all is well. All is well when we are together. Deeper, kinder, all is well. Oh, 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 when we're together, it feels like home. Kindred spirits never alone. Let's join voices and sing our song. Music is the food of love. At this table is more than enough. In this moment, sing a breath and sing along. All is well when we are together. Greater, stronger, all is well. All is well when we are together. Deeper, kinder, all is well.
Let's hear those hands.
All is well when we are together. Greater, stronger, all is well. All is well when we are together. Deeper, kinder, all is well. Oh, 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 oh,
Woo! What a start.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Unity Renaissance. Welcome to those of you watching online today as well. Feels particularly good to be together this morning, doesn't it? It really does. I have to tell you, it is such a joy to see your faces. Oh my gosh, I could just stare at you. Oh, it's so beautiful. Your faces are gorgeous, in case you didn't know that. Our Board of Trustees voted unanimously on Thursday to lift the masking requirement here at Unity Renaissance. You are no longer required to wear a mask when you're in the building. Of course, if you wish to do so, that is your choice and will be absolutely honored. But we do continue to recommend the wearing of masks for anyone who has not been fully vaccinated or who is in a high-risk category. But the decision is really yours at this point. What is right for you. We will continue for the time being to have our teachers mask up when they're with our children, and we'll sort of see how things unfold. But in the meantime, welcome to the freedom of not having to wear a mask, which feels pretty good, doesn't it? So also as we come together, even though there are these reasons for celebration and joy, also a very somber time. Our world has changed in the last week, has it not? With the declaration, really, of war, invasion of Ukraine by Russia, a shocking, really horrific, almost unthinkable event that we are still trying to come to terms with in some way. How does this happen in our world today? And what it tells me is that the work we do here and in Unity and in New Thought and in all circles where they're working on raising consciousness is that our work is more urgent than ever, is it not? It truly is. And so I just invite you to continue to hold the people of Ukraine in your heart, to beam peace and support and love in their direction, and to join all of us in affirming a swift outcome, a peaceful outcome to this really terrible occurrence in our world. This is not who we are in this world. It is certainly not who we aspire to be. And I have a little bit more it is sad news to share with you. One of our congregants, Joan Elizabeth Baxter, made her transition this last week. You may think that you don't know Joan, but if you have come here for a while, I think it's probably been a year or two since she's been here. She used to sit right down there. She had a Pentecostal background. She would always raise her hands in praise during the service, remember? So we're just really sending her love and her soul's ongoing journey. And more than anything, seeing Joan Elizabeth at peace. And prayers and support to all of her friends here and to all of her family. Well, Unity is positive, practical, progressive Christianity. We follow the teachings and the example of our way shower, Jesus, in seeking to more fully love ourselves, love God, and love one another. And from that beautiful consciousness of love here in Unity, we honor all paths to God, all names for God, and all expressions of God. All expressions of God, each and every one of you beautiful souls and all of you watching online. We are all expressions of God. And we know that when we really tune into that truth, that we are spirit expressing in human form, completely changes our reality. Our vision, and as we behold that in one another, that divine light grows and grows and shines out ever more brightly to light up the world. Our vision at Unity Renaissance is, together, a spiritually awakened world, living in peace, love, and joy. And we are manifesting that vision through our mission, which is, together, we transform lives that transform the world. Let's begin our time of transformation this morning in prayer. I invite you to close your eyes, take a nice deep breath in, just feeling as you release how right and perfect it is, that you are right where you are right now. That Spirit called you to be a part of this service, whether in person or online, and your heart said yes. We do come together today and with just such a feeling of unity, such a desire to continue to grow in consciousness. We are holding in our hearts the people across the world who are suffering, not only in Ukraine, but in other countries, and even in our own country. We raise our consciousness so that we may be emissaries of peace, so that we may be a light in the darkness, so that we may make a difference. And sweet Spirit, we know that you are urging us on with every single step we take, with every new awareness, every insight, every way in which we come together, see past appearances, and connect heart to heart with one another. This is spirit work. This is noble and sacred work, and we do it with commitment and with joy. And for all of these blessings on this sacred day, this beautiful Sunday, and all that follows from it, we say thank you, God. And so it is. Amen. How timely today that we have a talk on the art of peace. I want to take just a moment to interview our guest speaker.
Interview me?
No, introduce.
Oh, okay.
Did I say interview?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Total change of plans. Well, anyway, Reverend Richard has been in Unity for full-on, 30-something years, has been a licensed Unity teacher, has just really grown as a minister here at Unity Renaissance, is the co-founder of Empower Music and Arts, is responsible for a lot of the music that we hear here at Unity Renaissance, that uplifting, empowering music, and just a very noble soul who follows very closely in the steps of Jesus in his own life, and for that reason and many others is a mentor to me. So give it up for our guest speaker today, Reverend Richard.
Let's stand and sing our next song. Thank you very much for that. This is a song about our world awakening to the idea of peace. 2, 3, 4.
No more fighting, hearts uniting, all one people, all one dream. Hate is dying, love is rising, on a world awakening. No love, one God, one planet, let the earth and heaven sing. Join the angels, joyous strains, all for a world awakening. Oh, for a world awakening. Oh, for a world awakening. One day all the world is watching. Time weaves us a common theme. Peace our anthem. All are welcome to a world awakening. Oh, to a world awakening. Oh, to a world awakening. New ideas and new beginnings, that's what each tomorrow brings. Freely giving, we are living in a world awakening. Oh, in a world awakening. Oh, in a world awakening.
And now from that awakened presence within you, I invite you to join me in our divinity salute as we turn to greet our neighbor with a bow. Together, the divine in me greets the divine in you, and we serve and celebrate together for the glory of God.
In a world awakening. Oh,
wonderful affirmation. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Like Reverend Paula said, it's wonderful to look out and see all those beautiful faces. My name is Lisa Smith, and I am serving as platform host today, and I will be reading our daily word. And our word for today is comforted. And if you can join me in our affirmation up here on the screen together, I am enfolded in God's comforting peace. I like to travel through life lightly with a happy heart, but sometimes I am laid low by a seeming insurmountable obstacle or loss. I understand that painful periods visit everyone occasionally. I open to my feelings of sadness and sorrow and seek the comfort of God's presence in myself and in my loved ones. As I become willing to embrace my feelings while I process my pain, I trust I will be comforted. Pain has come to pass. God's love and strength remain and will be with me always. I am grateful for the encouragement of friends and family. Their loving support comforts me. Even when no one is by my side, I know I'm not alone. I find comfort in the Christ presence within me. I move bravely through the pain, enfolded in the comforting peace of God. Our scripture verse is from Matthew chapter 5, verse 4. Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted. If you would like prayer support today, we have several options for you. For those who are here, we have a prayer chaplain available to pray with you after the service. Would our prayer chaplain today please rise? No. I have it down as Shelley. Okay, we will. Okay. Wow, what a blessing. What a gift. So after the service, Reverend Paula will be available in the chapel, which is just outside the sanctuary doors past the bookstore. You may also fill out a prayer request form at the prayer table beside the chapel, or submit a prayer request on our website, unityrenaissance.org. You may also call Silent Unity, Unity's 24/7 prayer ministry at 1-800-NOW-PRAY, which is 1-800-669-7729. So plenty of options. So all please stand as we sing the Lord's Psalm.
Holy Creator, we praise your name, your will in heaven and earth the same. Supply our needs, Lord, from day to day. Let your forgiveness light our way. Lead us away from temptation's hold. Deliver us, Lord, into your fold. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began and with you stays. Holy Creator,
Our Father, who art in heaven,
we praise your name.
hallowed be thy name.
Your will in
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done
earth the
on earth as it is in heaven.
supply our
Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts as we have forgiven our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever.
into your fold. For all the kingdom, power, and praise, with you began
Please be seated.
We can edit that out, right? No? I needed to stretch my legs. At least I know I'll be ready. Okay. This song's supposed to invoke pride in simply being human. 2, 3, 4.
I'm a member of the human race. Ask me where I'm from, I'll say this human place. Born here with a heart, a soul, a face. I'm a member of the human race. Looking at a forest, all I see are trees, oaks and elms and sycamores, branches and leaves. Everyone is different, yet everyone's the same. Planted in this earth, we give them all a common name. In a universe so vast, we must guarantee that humanity will last. I'm a member of the human race. Ask me where I'm from, I'll say this human place. Born here with a heart, a soul, a face. I'm a member of the human race. We have all made wishes on the same bright star. We fight the same enemy in our human hearts. We could come together if we realize that we can see each other with more than just our eyes. Don't think in terms of them and us. The future of our people is in God we trust. I'm a member of the human race. Ask me where I'm from, I'll say this human place. Born here with a heart, a soul, a face. I'm a member of the human race.
Scott, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Oh, now? Gosh. Yeah, after I know and love you guys for so long, I still am so nervous. It's okay, but it's okay. It's all scrambled up. Well, so we're about halfway through the season for nonviolence. This is the 23rd season for nonviolence, and if you don't know, this is a 64-day season that honors the lives and deaths of Martin Luther King Jr. and Mahatma Gandhi, and also the life of the Dalai Lama. 1 year ago, I was broadcasting doing daily broadcasts on Facebook Live called 64 Days and 64 Ways to Foster Peace and Live Nonviolently. And today, a year later, God, especially after coming through these last 2 years, and now with the war in Ukraine, it seems like that vision for a peaceful, nonviolent world just seems farther and farther from fruition. But the good news is that despite appearances, nothing could be farther from the truth. And in fact, at this time in the evolution of human consciousness, and with the understanding of our connectedness through quantum physics, the increasing awareness of our interdependence, a peaceful, nonviolent world is not only possible, it is inevitable. I've come to realize now, as many of you have, that the world we seek is not going to happen through sanctions, through treaties, and through ceasefires. History shows us that war is not really caused by our governments. And so a peaceful world is not really going to be achieved through our governments. All governments really do, if you think about it, is create the infrastructure for humans to wage war. The true cause of conflict and war around the world is the hatred and the prejudice in the hearts of individuals. The war in Ukraine right now is the result of one man's avarice and disregard for human life, which could end up costing tens of thousands of lives. There's a Chinese proverb that says, "War does not determine who is right, war determines who's left." So what exactly is the art of peace? Well, first of all, it's a classic, well-known book from Morihei Ueshiba. He's considered the world's greatest martial artist, and he's the inventor of the martial arts style known as Aikido. And Aikido is a very non-violent, defensive form of martial arts that focuses on resolving conflicts, not starting them. So Varisha says in his book, The Art of Peace, excuse me, to injure an opponent is to injure yourself. To control aggression without inflicting injury, that is the art of peace. And that is the essence of nonviolence. But today I'm going to use the art of peace more as a metaphor for building a lasting peace, for building a masterpiece, because if we've seen throughout history, and we're seeing right now, creating a lasting peace, it truly is an art. And until we can get to the root cause of the conflict in our world, we will always have what I call a paint-by-numbers peace. Something that looks good, but has no really lasting value. And that's because, government-sanctioned peace is most always based on the idea of tolerance. And tolerance means that we just put up with something we don't like. Tolerance is behavior-based. Doesn't require any change from the inside out on the individual. Dr. Martin Luther King put it this way. He said, nonviolence means avoiding not only external physical violence, but also internal violence of the spirit. You not only refuse to shoot a man, you refuse to hate him. So refusing to hurt someone, that's tolerance. That's the paint-by-numbers piece. But refusing to hate, that requires transformation of the heart from the inside out. That's how we create the masterpiece. And you're reading that right. The Mona Lisa recently is priced at nearly $1 billion, $908 million. That is a masterpiece. So how do we come together to paint this masterpiece? How do we empower ourselves to participate in co-creating peace in times like this, when we're sitting here thousands of miles away from a war and wondering, what can I do to help? Well, we're taught in Unity and in New Thought that everything begins in consciousness. And there are arguably two fields of consciousness operating in the world today. The first is our individual consciousness, okay? And that is what's going on up here. That's the collection of thoughts, ideas, and impressions that we've collected throughout our lifetime that are the cause producing the effects and conditions in our lives. We call it our Unity Third Principle. We create the world by the thoughts we think. What we think about, we bring about. Thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. But there's also a collective consciousness, a global consciousness. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore called it the race consciousness. And this is the collection of trillions of thoughts and ideas and impressions collected throughout human history that are the cause producing the effects and conditions in our world. Okay, it's the answer to the age-old question, if God is all good and all-knowing, why is there so much pain and suffering in the world? Well, the pain and suffering and violence we perceive in the world is the byproduct of our collective consciousness. It is happening because, on some level, we have agreed that it is okay to have violence, to have prejudice, and to have hunger and wars. It's simply the results of thoughts held in mind, producing after their kind on a global scale. So I like to think of this planet basically as having its own consciousness. And each one of us is one of those thoughts and ideas and impressions that make that consciousness up. Are you following me so far? Okay. So for those of you who are part of Christopher Naughton's awesome class, we looked at the question of whether consciousness exists outside of our own minds. In other words, can there be a global consciousness that connects us all? And we saw a lot of compelling proof, direct from the experts in the field, that there's definitely is something intangible that connects us. And that something can definitely have an effect on all the established systems in the world. This idea that consciousness exists outside of ourselves, it was first floated way back in the late 1890s, I guess during the Transcendental Movement. But the idea kind of was brought more to the forefront in the late 1970s with what became known as the 100th monkey effect. Everyone familiar with that? Okay, so briefly, if you're not familiar with it, there are scientists who were studying macaque monkeys off the Japanese island of Kashima. And they observed that many of the monkeys would not eat the sweet potatoes that they left out for them because they were covered in sand. But one day, an 18-month-old female, it's about middle-aged female for them, she could solve the problem by taking the sweet potatoes to the ocean and washing them there and then eating them. Well, this practice started to spread, okay? And it spread to, say, for argument's sake, to 99 monkeys. But one day, Tuesday morning at 11 o'clock, the 100th monkey picked up on the idea, took a sweet potato, washed it in the ocean, and by the end of that day, every monkey on the island had learned to wash their sweet potatoes, even the ones that hadn't been shown or had been exposed to the practice. And even more surprising was the claim that that very same day that idea jumped over the ocean to the other islands where macaques were, and they started washing their sweet potatoes. In other words, there was a spontaneous, mysterious leap of consciousness that happened when an allegedly critical mass point was reached. That added energy of that 100th monkey tipped the scales and created this ideological breakthrough within the consciousness of the macaque tribes. Now later on, this idea was opposed, and it turned out that it was proven more to be more of a metaphor than a fact. But remember the butterfly effect and how cute that was when it came about? A little butterfly can flap its wings and create a tornado in Texas. Ha ha ha. Well, now that little butterfly effect is an official law. And it has been proven that is true. And I think the same with the 100th monkey effect is also being proven by groups like the Global Consciousness Project and the research that's been presented by Lynn McTaggart in her book, The Intention Experiment. Both of these present compelling evidence that we are connected by an invisible energy field that we each contribute to and that we're each influenced by. McTaggart says that it appears the most essential ingredient in creating our universe is the consciousness that observes it. The most essential ingredient in creating our universe is the consciousness that is observing it. In other words, reality is not fixed. It's fluid and mutable, and hence possibly open to influence. So McTaggart's research brings up the question, what if a single thought can heal the world? What if a single thought can heal the world? So I thought I would have some fun with this idea. Are you ready to have some fun with me? Considering that each of us is a thought, an idea, or an intention contributing to the global race consciousness, I imagine that the human race was a single person. So join me in this. This is what he looks like. We're going to call him Hugh. Last name Man, okay? And then I extended this kind of metaphor to include the earth, maybe the earth representing Hugh's physical body, right? The atmosphere could be his immune system, the rainforests are his lungs, the rivers are his bloodstream, you know, you got your ice caps right here, and they're thinning too, so I imagined every race and culture adding its own flavor to what would be Hugh's personality, right? Africa could represent the soul of Hugh, and America could be the prosperity consciousness. East India, maybe the spirituality. The Middle East would represent our dual natures, you know, how well Hugh plays with others, and so on. So you could have some fun with the idea. But with that in mind, I asked the question, who is Hugh? Okay, who is this guy? If he were a single person, would Hugh be a man or a woman? Is Hugh young or old? Is Hugh someone you'd want to be friends with? What kind of meds might Hugh be on? Maybe antidepressants or Xanax, right? Would Hugh be having money problems? Right? Considering the effects of global warming right now, would Hugh be healthy? Would he be overweight, starving, you know, bald or tan? It's an interesting exercise, keeping in mind that Hugh is someone we are all creating together. Unity co-founder Charles Fillmore said in his book, Mysteries of Genesis, it's found that what is true for the creation of the universe is equally true in the unfoldment of man's mind and body, because man is a microcosmic copy of the grand man of the universe. So that prompted the next question. I wanted to ask, if Hugh were me, what would the world be like? And this is me as Hugh. There we are. It's in my prime at Unity Village right there. If I were indeed a microcosm of the macrocosmic consciousness, and I were able to superimpose my consciousness onto Hugh's, how would that change our friend Hugh? How would that change life on the planet? Would there still be conflict in the Middle East? In other words, how well do I provide a place in my consciousness where my dual natures can exist? Would there be starvation in Africa or India? In other words, how well do I feed my own soul? Whatever wars I'm fighting in my life are manifesting as wars around the world. Resentments, unforgivenesses I hold manifest as judgments and conflict on the planet. Whatever abundance or lack I'm manifesting in my life would be reflected in our global economy. If the earth were my body, how would the planet be getting along right now? Would there have been a pandemic? Seeing myself as a microcosm of the global consciousness can be very revealing, yes? Especially if you do it, practice this yourself. So with that in mind, I decided to take the third leap and ask myself the question, and I'd like you to join me in this one. What would I be willing to change for the benefit of Hugh? Assuming I could superimpose my consciousness over Hugh's, what would be the first thing I would change about myself to create a more peaceful and nonviolent world? If I knew that every time I meditated, I created more peace and calm in the world, would I do it? As I become more kind and compassionate and forgiving to others, people around the world would begin to treat each other with respect and dignity. Would I really make that effort to heal those relationships? If I knew that if I took care of my body and fasted and nurtured myself and exercised, that our streams and lakes and air would become cleaner, would that finally be the motivation I need to make those changes in my life? And this is a really important question for all of us to ask ourselves. Because friends, on some level, that is exactly what is happening. What we hold in our individual consciousness is added as a thought to the race consciousness. And that can be very empowering. And here's why. We all know the story of Miss Myrtle Fillmore, Unity's other co-founder. She changed her entire consciousness with one thought, with a single idea that she heard from E.B. Weeks. I am a child of God, so I do not inherit sickness. She thought she had inherited her multiple sclerosis? Tuberculosis, thank you. She thought she had inherited that. But this thought changed everything that she thought about herself and the world, and she began sending healing thoughts to her body every day, focusing on each cell, each organ of her body, until it reached that 100th monkey tipping point, and her entire body became aligned with that idea and with that thought. Have you ever encountered a single thought or a single idea that completely changed the way you thought or acted? I know I have. For me, it was, there's only one presence and one power in my life and in the universe, God the good, omnipotence. That thought was very mind-blowing for a young Catholic man. And it created this domino effect in my brain and my consciousness that totally changed the way I related to God, totally changed the way I related to myself, and the way I related to others. That one statement, that one idea, helped me come into my power as a divine expression of God. A microcosm of the macrocosm. Everything in my life shifted when I embraced that one new thought. And in the same way one thought can change our consciousness, the same is true for Hugh. One thought can also create a domino effect that can alter the way Hugh thinks and behaves. Think of Jesus. Think of Jesus as one thought that changed the entire collective consciousness. One truth-based, pure, loving, accepting thought that changed the world. Steve Jobs was certainly a unique and powerful thought in the global consciousness that changed the way the entire world thinks and communicates. Osama bin Laden. Another thought with a completely different intention that changed the consciousness of the planet, did it not? And today, the one thought that is Vladimir Putin has echoed throughout our collective consciousness. Whether that thought is allowed to take root in Hugh's head is really up to us right now, isn't it? Because you, my friends, in fact, any one of us can be that one thought in Hugh's consciousness that changes it. Any one of us could be that metaphorical 100th monkey. Mahatma Gandhi said that the pure love of one soul can offset the hatred of millions. The pure love of one soul can offset the hatred of millions. Just look around the sanctuary and take a look at the millions and millions of souls, the hatred we could offset in the world with just the love that's in this room right now. So the masterpiece shows us the true lasting peace starts with individual transformation, not changing the circumstances around us. We're each a brushstroke in that masterpiece, a microcosm of a world we wish to create. Gandhi's most famous quote, "Be the change you wish to see in the world," but I say, be that one thought that changes the world. I think we're a little behind on the slides there, but it's okay. I wanted to include, there he is, the pure love of that, and then be the thought that, there it goes. I wanted to include myself there next to all of these great people. Be the one thought that changes the world, ladies and gentlemen. Be the one loving thought that offsets the hatred of millions. Be the 100th monkey that tilts the balance, that creates that breakthrough. Howard Thurman famously said, by transforming consciousness, we participate in the transformation of the world. That just sums it up. By transforming consciousness, we participate in the transformation of the world. He didn't say our consciousness, he didn't say global consciousness, but we can think of them both as one now. We know that through science and that the work you do to become a more peaceful, loving person does ripple out into the rest of the world. Your efforts to become better for the greater good of all is never wasted, despite appearances. It's the most empowering thing we can do in these times where we feel so helpless. So I want to close with this quote from Morihei Rishba from his book, The Art of Peace. The art of peace begins with you. Work on yourself and your appointed task in the art of peace. You are here for no other purpose than to realize your inner divinity, manifest your inner enlightenment, foster peace in your own life, and then apply it to the art in all that you encounter. Let's prepare now for meditation. So we take a deep breath together and we exhale that breath, bringing our attention into this moment where we may all connect. Just as there's an individual consciousness and a global consciousness, there's a consciousness, a group consciousness working in this room right now. And we connect to that in this moment. I am a single thought, idea, or impression in the one mind, the global collective consciousness. I know that a single thought can affect that consciousness, just as a single thought can affect my own. Today, I choose to add only peaceful, nonviolent thoughts to this consciousness. Today, I choose not to add energy of judgment, conflict, prejudice, or greed to the energy of this consciousness. Today, I choose to let only my highest expression of love, acceptance, kindness, and compassion direct my thoughts. And I know that that thought energy joins the energy of millions of others around the world who join in this same thought. I affirm that today I am part of a growing idea, a new thought that will reach its critical mass and transform the entire planet. I know that in this moment I am in alignment with all of the energy of the divine, which supports and expresses this idea out into the world. And I take this knowing deep into my heart space, where I remain for just a few moments in communion with my brothers and sisters in silence. Today I choose to add only peace and love into the collective consciousness, knowing that I am contributing to the transformation of the world and to the creation of a world free of war and violence, to a world that works for all. For this, we are grateful. We send this current of gratitude forth into the one mind to fulfill its inevitable goal now, in this moment. We'll bring our attention back into this space. We open our eyes, and we agree that this is so, and we make it so by saying, and so it is, together, and so it is.
Flow, Spirit, flow through me as I open up to be an expression of your unfolding peace. Show, Spirit, show through me as I open up to be an expression of
Thank you. Just what I needed to hear today. I don't know about all of you, but it's just what I needed to hear today. Love is stronger than hate. Let's remember that. Keep at it. This is the time in our service for the sharing of our love offering in support of Unity Renaissance. I invite you to give from that place of gratitude within you, knowing that everything you give comes back to you, increased and multiplied. We have many ways for you to make a contribution. You can certainly go on our website or on our fabulous Unity Renaissance app and donate there. If you click on Give Online, it'll give you instructions for giving via credit card. Those of you who are in the room, if you'd like to give via check or cash, we have a love offering basket in the back. We appreciate that. Welcome back. The easiest way to give, of course, is by using your smartphone. Simply text the word give and thereafter the amount you wish to donate to
540-418-1228. Text now.
With that, I
Never
invite
get
you
tired
to.
of that.
What's that?
Never get tired of that.
And never get tired of that. And with that, I invite you to hold your gift in your hand and let's bless it with our offertory blessing together. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Give and it's given back to you. Pressed down, shaken together, running over, back in good measure, it's given back to you.
All right, we'll pick it up a bit. Dr. Gary Simmons, at a workshop I did for him, with him and Jane, the workshop was centered around the idea of peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. And I wrote this song around that for him. There is a fine line we hold in our mind, peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. Peace, it's not a pipe dream, it's the real thing. How we were meant to live, and I'm just one dreamer, a true believer. Still I've got much to give, 'cause sometimes I feel so helpless against the world outside. So much hatred and so little time. But I hold in my mind peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. We are all one people, created equal, over 6 billion strong, and when we are empowered and speaking our word, the world will sing along, 'cause together we can create a world that works for everyone. Hold that vision that shine like the sun. I hold in my mind peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. Yours and mine. Don't just refuse to hurt, we must refuse to hate. Love and accept, don't just tolerate. We can stand for a change, or we can sit and wait.
fine line. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. Yours and mine.
I want y'all to join us on this. Ready? Sing it like this.
There is a fine line we hold in our mind. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. There is a fine line we hold in our mind. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time. There is a fine line we hold in our mind. One life at a time. Peace in our life, one life at a time. There is a fine line we hold in our mind. Peace in our lifetime, one life at a time.
Thank y'all. Nicely done. Thank you, guys.
Let's put them over here. So, we are celebrating and honoring and recognizing someone today who's made such a big difference here at Unity Renaissance. Many of you may not know her because she's been working back in the back with our nursery and preschool age children, but she's the wonderful Monica Pruitt, and she's been with us for 8 months. And Monica, are you come on up, darling? Monica is actually Alicia Flores' daughter, and we're grateful for that. Like mother, like daughter, she's a superstar. And Monica has, and this is her wonderful Gracie, who's about, a year old or so? Yeah. And she's also the mother of Avery, who's 3. So she's a very, very busy woman. And basically has decided to leave her position here to devote more time to your family and some new educational pursuits. And you've done such a beautiful job here, Monica. You always serve with so much love and heart. I know you love children. It shows in everything you do. Hi, sweetheart. And we're just super grateful. So I got a few gifts for you here. We're going to miss you terribly. I know you're going to do great, whatever you choose to take on. This is for you as well. And thank you. Thank you. Let's stand. She's been here about 8 months or so. Let's stand and give Monica our Christ blessing. Dear, beautiful Monica Pruitt, together. We love you. We bless you. We appreciate you. And we behold the Christ in you. It's okay. Thank you, sweetheart. Good luck to you. Oh, what a love she is. Well, this is the time in our service when we'd like to welcome those who are new to Unity Renaissance. If you're here today for the first, second, or third time, we invite you to raise your hand nice and high, holding up the appropriate number of fingers. 1 for your first visit, 2 for your second, 3 for your third. Hey, we got some first-timers back here in the back. Welcome. Keep your hands up if you would. They're bringing you a little gift bag there. We are absolutely delighted that you chose to be with us this morning, and we look forward to seeing you again and again.
All right. Can you hear me? All right. Our community outreach is looking for volunteers to help make soup and sandwiches for the homeless. And that will be on Tuesday, March 4th at 4 p.m. So if you can help out, just come here to the church.
I think it's only going to take about an hour, hour and a half or something like that. Judy Hackman is heading that up for us, and I know they have a lot of fun and camaraderie while they're making that. So if you can participate, just show up on Tuesday. Super excited about the new class. The wonderful Tom Baker and I are going to co-teach. And how timely is this? Breaking free of the ego. You look around at all the issues in our world today, including what Richard talked about, as well as racial injustice and political divisions and everything else. All seems to be ego-based, is ego-based. So we're using the book A New Earth by Eckhart Tolle, which, as Tom describes, is sort of a roadmap for raising consciousness. It's a way to make a complete shift in your life, to change the thought that you are, if you will. And we're going to offer this in person as well as online. It will begin on March the 9th, 7 p.m. for 5 Wednesday nights. Yeah, it's really about how to break free of the ego and discover who you most truly and deeply are, and then express that in your life, which is absolutely beautiful. To register for that, you can sign up on our website, on the app, or the sign-up wall, which we are now calling it because it's not in a hall anymore, just outside of the Meyer Hall out here. And we do ask a $20 suggested love offering per class session. If you need some financial help with that, we are happy to support you. Just let me know. We have a fund we can pull from. So looking forward to that, Tom. It's going to be awesome.
And we have our next Higher Consciousness film coming up this Friday, March 4th at 7 p.m. And that will be Becoming Nobody, which is a thought-provoking film featuring the experiences and wisdom of the late Ram Dass, who is well known for his best-selling book, Be Here Now. Be Here Now, yes, Be Here Now. So popcorn and admission are free. We'll be here in the sanctuary again, 7 p.m. this coming Friday night, and discussion is held afterwards.
Again, a very, very timely film. It's fabulous. If you get frustrated on your spiritual journey, feeling like you're not getting anywhere or how to have a breakthrough, this is a great film for that. Well, our men's auction, we call it a men's auction. It isn't just for men, but it's sponsored by our Mighty Men of Unity. It's our annual dinner and auction. It's coming up on Friday, March 11th. The actual event starts at 6:30 p.m., but the doors open at 6, so you can get in here early and bid on the silent auction. We're celebrating St. Patrick's Day a little early with this event, so they'll be serving, quote-unquote, Irish chili, rice, and more. The cost is $5 per person or $20 per family, and then the actual auction begins at 7:30 p.m., and we kick it off with the YOU dessert auction, which is always a ton of fun. If you would like to bring donated items, and here I have my list. Okay, here we go. It will be a great night for the whole family. Treasures will abound. If you are interested in donating items for the auction, please bring gently used antiques, sporting equipment or bikes, tools, jewelry, art, pottery, and more to church on Sunday, March the 6th, so that's next Sunday, because the men will be here to receive it and put it away. If you would like to donate any services, because we also do this in the auction, if you do readings or provide massage or vocal music lessons, computer help, cooking instruction, outdoor experiences, etc., you can also put those up for auction. Man hours are particularly popular at this event. Please contact Ed Rosequist. I think of the number up there, 757-621-9554, and all of the proceeds will come back to the church for church facility projects, of which we have many that we want to take on. So don't miss this. One of the most fun things we do all year long. We haven't been able to do it for a couple years. It's going to be a blast. Put that on your calendar and start saving up your things that you want to donate and plan to join us.
I'm so looking forward to that. I've so missed it.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. This is a special announcement. We got this one. I'm going to invite Carol Ann up. Carol Ann is one of our congregants. She also has her own business, Carol Ann Wellness, and we're going to tell you about a very special program coming up.
Good morning. Good morning. So we are so excited Reverend Paul and I are so excited to present the gift of encouragement to you. It's a 21-day event, and boy, do we need it now.
Right.
Especially after, Richard's talk just really made me realize how much we all need encouragement. And so I've done this program before, and it is so much fun. It's a great way for you to connect with someone on a daily basis. It's a great way for you to share your inspiration, to give encouragement and receive encouragement. And creating a positive mindset for 21 days actually changes your mind and the pathways in your brain. So we're inviting everyone here to participate, everyone out there to participate, and Paula and I are going to give you a little demo.
So it starts on March the 13th, and you can register with a partner or individually. So if you want us to pair you with somebody, your encouragement buddy, we're happy to do that. You see up on the board there all the different ways that you can sign up. And so now here's a real-life demonstration.
Well, I just had my morning meditation before before I get started on my day, I think I'm going to text my encouragement buddy. What do I want to say to my encouragement buddy today? You are a pure joy on this planet.
A new day. Wow, got a lot on my schedule. Just take a moment to center myself. Let's see what's going on today. Oh my gosh, I got a text from my encouragement buddy. It says, you're a pure joy on this planet. Wow, what can I write back to her? Go for your dream. The universe is pulling for you. On with our day.
Join us.
So
join
simple,
us.
so simple. Thank you, Caroline, for bringing that to us. And the easy way to sign up for that is on our app. I just want to say once again how fabulous our app is. It makes your life so much easier for whatever you're looking for. You can watch last week's Sunday service on there, or you can listen to it, just the audio. You can share it with other people. You can make a donation. And most of all, you can sign up for our classes and events. So check that out.
So fun. All right, we have our used book sale coming up to help out our Youth of Unity, our teens, to raise funds for their spring rally coming up. So we're excited that they're able to do that. So we're asking, or they are asking, for you to bring books in good condition to the church before March 13th. The book sale will be on Sunday, March 13th, after the service. And so the books will be $2 a book. And so we encourage you to donate books and then come and bring some new ones home. And the youth will really appreciate your support with that.
Next week, our guest speaker will be the wonderful Ardell McCoy. Don't forget your MEDS. That sounds intriguing, doesn't it? And after that, we will have a wonderful homemade meal, just $5 per person. And here to give you a quick preview about that is the wonderful Janet Adams.
So, in case you didn't know, the first Sunday of every month is now deemed Food and Fellowship Sunday. And this is our team for the next Sunday. We're made up of a few cooks, a few servers, and a cleanup and setup crew. And all the people you know, they all have other things they do in the church. It's a suggested love offering of $5 a person, and what you will get, in honor of spring, you will get 2 spring rolls, along with chicken fried rice, and there's a vegan option, or, if you don't like that, pre-made sandwiches and chips, a cold drink, and a cookie all comes with it. We're also selling fabulous cake balls made by Debbie Farrell, $3 for 3 balls. And be sure to join us next Sunday. All the proceeds go to the church.
Yay, thank you. So, next. Lent is beginning. Can you believe it's time for Lent starting this Wednesday? Wednesday is Ash Wednesday. So today we've been giving out, if you did not receive it, we have the Lent booklet from Unity. And you're welcome to pick that up from the ushers as you leave today. Also, we are starting our 40 and 40, which is for 40 days. Here's my other. We get a little, not yet. We get this little box. And Marcia has these out in the foyer. You can get one at the table. There's Marcia waving her hand over there. So you get one of these little boxes. And the idea is that you develop the habit of saving for the 40 days of Lent. $1 a day. You put it in your little box here. At the end of, actually the week after Easter, we'll collect all the boxes. If you want to save your box, just bring your donation in an envelope and you keep this for good. If you want your box back and you turn your box in, just put your name and phone number on it. It's really fun, it's great, and it really does help the church out. It's a wonderful way to celebrate Lent and to cultivate the important habit of saving. And it's so great that we even have a song for it.
It's 40 and 40, $1 a day. It's easy to do and it's fun to say. It's 40 and 40, is money well
The
$1 a day
multi-talented
for
Reverend Richard. Anyway, pick up your boxes today out there. And thank you so much, Marcia, for spearheading that for us. With that, let's stand and welcome in our children.
We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God. 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 We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God. We are walking, walking. We are walking, walking. We are walking in the light of God.
Seated. What a beautiful group. Look at them. Oh, so good to see you guys. Well, who would like to share what you learned today? Amari, you are ready.
We paint. Hello?
Yes, there you go.
We paint something that you can make for somebody.
You painted something that you can make? Oh, okay, there we go. Oh.
And that this song that made from our teachers.
You learned a song?
We are the joy, 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 down in my heart. Down in my heart. Down in my heart. Joy, 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 joy in my heart.
Down in my heart today. Our new song leader. Anybody else? Yes, I'm going to get Sienna. Why don't you come up? And Caitlin, too? We'll do you two. Are you guys together? Or? Oh, okay, perfect.
God's joy is always within me.
God's joy is always within me. Beautiful. Did we have someone down here? Okay, I'll get right over to you. What's your name?
Angel.
Angel.
Today we learned about friendships and how people change, and we learned about acceptance and like real friends and who are toxic and how we can grow as people like in friendships together. And yeah, that's basically what we learned about today.
That's beautiful. Learn about who's your friend and how to grow. I love it. Hi, sweetheart.
I can share kindness.
I can share kindness. Amen to that, brother. Anything else?
Reverend Paula?
Yes, ma'am.
They have a contribution. They learned today about just one of the many ways that we can share kindness, and they have a bottle of blessing bubbles to give you.
Okay.
Oh, yes.
Oh, blessing
Okay.
bubbles.
Willow is going to give you
Oh,
one.
thank you, Willow. I feel so blessed. Oh, I do. Thank you.
I get one too.
All right, we're going to have a bubble here.
Bubble fest at home. Lovely. Thank
We have some bubbles. Additionally,
Here goes. So they hear.
and we have some bubbles to those people who are sitting on the front rows as long as we have them. So we're going to come down and distribute them real quick. If you'll take one.
They're just not any
Yes, you
bubbles.
can
These
take
are
one.
blessing bubbles.
Blessing
So
bubbles.
when you bless that bubble, it's going to go out into the universe.
Yeah. Okay, so y'all can
And you
take
may
down
give
to the
one to
front
Miss
row.
Lisa. and
All
you may
right,
give one to Mr.
guys.
Charlie.
Whoa. I'm in your way.
And elementary has another way of showing joy too, Reverend Paula.
Oh, love offering. Thank you so much. That's so generous of you all. Thank you, guys. Learning about giving. We were just talking about that too. All right, things are getting a little chaotic up here. What's happening? Are we done?
Thank you, honey. Good job, Sophia.
Thanks, you guys. Beautiful job. You guys are an inspiration.
Well, you're gonna
Do you want me to take this back? Thank you. Okay. All right. Let's stand together now and join in our prayer for protection, followed by our peace song. Together, the light of God surrounds The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us wherever we are.